What is up, everyone? If you haven't already figured it out, I've gotten fatter, and this was actually a really intense week for me. Like, this week was so bad. Okay, February 14th, Valentine's Day, as I've always mentioned before, easily a terrible day for me. So it's like, that was like the worst day of my life. I actually considered ending my life that day, but spoiler alert, I did not. So everything worked out pretty okay. And the reason why is because I went to training after that. I went to training for the first time in months, and I feel great. Look, listen. I don't think I've ever been. I don't think all it took was for me to automatically feel a little bit happier and a little bit better, and just something to sort of like lift my spirits up. All I needed was to be able to bounce off a rope and get kicked in the face by some luchador. It's crazy how that worked. Like, I've never been so amped and so excited. Training is canceled today, so I'm a little bummed out about that, but not bummed out enough to want to end my life. But I'm my trainer. He's out of town. I'm like, you know what? Hey, see you when you get back, buddy. It's like I feel so good because, like, okay, at my job, I got something I like to call the squid spot, or the squid position, the octopus position, whatever you want to call it. I don't know any other animals with multiple arms. I don't even want to think about the arachnid, but it's like, I call it the squid spot because, like, it's a job that's necessarily for like more than one person, at the most at least two people, that you have to like operate on your own because the jobs don't necessarily take those jobs seriously. Like, for example, like the guy who cleans up, right? If you're the guy who cleans up, then everybody else is just looking at you as the guy who just cleans up. They don't take into consideration what goes into the process of cleaning things up. They just assume the guy who cleans up is going to be the one who cleans up. So it's just one guy who has to clean up everything, and people don't take that into consideration, that you might need more than one person to clean up. In my situation, I wash dishes. So it's like, people don't take into consideration what qualifies as washing dishes. It's not as simple as, just running through the machine, right? There's a lot that goes into it. You got to scrub you have to scrub the things, which takes time. You have to take out the trash, which takes time. You have to organize the silverware, which takes time. It's a lot that goes into this thing than just wash dishes. And nobody really takes that into consideration, because all they think is, like, when you hear the word dishwasher, you think just wash dishes. And I think as a society, we have a habit of oversimplifying certain things. Like, a lot of things should be simple. A lot of things should be simple starting off, but it shouldn't be simple to a point where your only mindset towards that thing is something simple, because everything is more complex and complicated than they may seem. It shouldn't just be, oh, it's just this thing and that just be it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say the sky is blue, but like, at the end of the day, the sky is blue because it's bouncing off light off of water, and the only color that we can see that will register in our brains is blue. Some people probably might be colorblind, so they probably might see gray. Some people probably might have a thing going on with their eyes, so they might see green. But the fact of the matter is that the sky isn't just blue because it's blue. The sky is blue because of light. I know I'm I'm overthinking it, but the fact of the matter is that we should be overthinking things more often, and it stresses me out that we just don't. It's just aggravating to me. And it's like, I want to believe that there's more to it than that, but like, the fact of the matter is that, like, I'm washing dishes and I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm by myself, and I'm required to do like the work of at least a good 2, 3, 4 people at the most by myself. And it gets overwhelming, but at the same time, you get used to it, but it also gets overwhelming, because it's like, the thing that really annoys me the most about when I'm working is when people don't understand exactly how stressful a job can be when there's only one person doing it. Because the first thing they say is, why, what's the holdup? Why is that guy, that guy ain't doing anything back there? He's lazy, he's slacking, la 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 la. And it's like, one dude, one person, big place, busy day. And then I come home and I find out my friends are just doing the diddly do, and that just made me realize, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a walk. So I take the walk, and there's a whole bunch of policías outside, and I'm wearing this jacket, by the way, but it's nighttime, and I'm wearing the jacket like with the hood, and I'm walking outside in nighttime, literally walking away from a scene that's on the other side of town where somebody got killed at. And the first thing I'm thinking is, if a cop were to stop me from walking right now, I wouldn't even like put up a fight. I would just hope that I die when they shoot me, because it's still Georgia. But now I'm feeling better because of the fact that training was good. Training, like wrestling training, like is definitely curing me of this depression that I have. No, that's a bit of an overstatement. It's making me feel less depressed. Okay, like I'm starting to, first off, I'm starting to work out a little bit more. I know it doesn't show, but it's there. I actually lost 3 pounds. If it wasn't raining outside, I would actually like maintain my walking regimen. But like after that day, I started walking a little bit more. I started trying to get the hang of like walking to the park, then walking at the park, and then walking back to the house. So I try my best to get at least a good 2-3 hours of walking in, because that's kind of all I can do, because I can't run right now. I gotta walk before I run, literally, of course. It's a lot that goes into that, but it's like, wrestling has really, like, first off, it motivated me to get back in shape. It motivates me to basically be fixated on things that I was already fixated on, but I felt too depressed to just care about. And also because, let's face it, the wrestling product hasn't really been that great. Like, Brock Lesnar winning again? No. Whatever. But yeah, so it's like I got that going on. Everything is fine. I'm not gonna say everything is fine, but everything is slowly getting better, because I'm starting to get trained again. I'm starting to, like my job, for all the work that it gave me, I'm hoping for a pretty good check on this. I hope for a good check on this. If not, I will still work there, because it's still part of my diabolical plan to go back to Texas and do the reality of wrestling thing. So heck yeah on that. Next up, I'm expecting speaking of wrestling, I'm expecting to wrestle this year. I'm probably going to talk about that in my other channel. I'm going to go ahead and keep this short, because political news has actually kind of been like a little repetitive lately. Donald Trump is still bad. Republicans are still like racist. Joe Manchin is still like king of the worst Democrats, senators. Canada is getting a daily dose of American conservatism. It seems like a little repetitive. It's like, I would like to think that there's some good news out there, and you find out that Russia is trying to take over Ukraine for whatever reason. I don't know. It's a weird thing too. It's like, you're already like the biggest country in the world. Why do you need to take over another country? Like, what's in Ukraine that you want so badly? Just annoyingly stupid. But not my business. I'll probably look into that later. But yeah, political news has been kind of boring. What else? Okay, that's personal, professional wrestling, political. I think that's it. But yeah, though, that's times have been a little bit crazy, but I'm feeling better now, and I hope you are too. Love and peace. Be safe out there, and man, peep this weather, huh? Have a good one.